What's up, YouTubers? It's your boy Matt Demaz, and I'm with my good friend Vecan, and we're going to be talking about computers and where we think they're going to evolve into eventually. Honestly, I think there is a lot of wow. There is a huge amount of possibilities with computers. As you are probably all aware of, obviously, there is the possibility of quantum computing becoming mainstream. There is various ways that this can be achieved cheaply, quite possibly for the benefit of our society, if we are able to be able to manufacture these supercomputers and make them available to the public. Seeing you are a expert on computing, hardware, software, everything, what do you think is going to happen to the future of technology?
Well, first off, amateur expert. Secondly, if you wish to delve into quantum computing, there is something you must first know. We, being humanity, have actually created a quantum device that detects and corrects its own errors. The inherent issue in quantum computing is that the superpositioning of the qubit can instantaneously flip between whatever it wants to if you measure it, and that is part of the inherent difficulty in building a quantum computer. Well, we've recently determined how to figured out how to build a chipset that can detect and correct for the errors in this computing, meaning that we're on the right track. We're one step closer, and kind of a big step closer to being able to build the cores out of quantum computing style processing. And even the most basic of quantum computing hardware is going to make even our most advanced computers look like, and I quote from an article on Phys.org today, Stone Age clunkers. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Now, if you want to learn about quantum computing, I suggest you look it up for yourself. I don't have time or energy today to try and explain quantum computing.
Alright, so like you were saying in the
intoxicational podcast,
you were talking about how you think that you were saying that console gaming is going to become irrelevant eventually.
Well, it's either going to become irrelevant, or the quote-unquote console gaming is going to be more of, I don't know. There's always going to be somebody who wants just a gaming box, but they're not gaming boxes anymore. They're evolved into these home multimedia stations that are internet connectivity based to try and, compete with cable providers and satellite TV providers. Well, there's a box in your house probably called a PC. It can do all of these things, and it doesn't cost the extra $400, $500 that a console does. And they make these little boxes now. Steam's going to be putting one out. I think it's called the Steam Link. That is a streaming service that uses your home Wi-Fi to stream what your computer is doing onto any TV in your house at allegedly 60 FPS, 1080 resolution. So I don't see a reason for consoles, to be honest. I mean, they're there for people who, I don't even know how to put it. It's kind of a weird scenario. I'd suppose people who want to just plug and play, I suppose. And I mean, there used to be an argument where consoles were faster than PCs for booting up, but
yeah,
I mean, any decent PC will boot up faster than an Expo 1 right now.
Expo 1?
Yeah.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah. It is. And I mean, there's so much online connectivity BS that's going on with consoles right now. It's very, very annoying to have to deal with all of it. I mean, my buddy has a game he can't even play if he's offline. So.
Wow, the UFO level just disappeared there. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, so what are your thoughts on the on Alienware in general?
It's an overpriced Dell. I mean, if you want to look at the Alienware Alpha, which is their Steam box, they have very, very vague things. Allow me to pull up the specs for it from their own site. Well, bundled games, I want to look at your stats. Show Alpha console. Alright, now the Alienware Alpha is a Steam box. And a Steam box is a new type of console that Valve is trying to push out. It's an operating system that anyone can add to any set of hardware. And the hardware isn't standardized, which means it can vary wildly. And if we're going to look at the prices, they range on Alienware Alpha. It ranges from a $500 box to a $900 box. The $500 box will give you an i3 4130T dual core at 2.9 gigahertz.
Oh wow! Oh my god, that's amazing.
It runs a modified 8.1 Windows 8.1 system. It has 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM.
Oh my god!
And has a unknown NVIDIA GTX GPU that has 2 gigabytes of DDR5. They don't tell us what graphics card it has. It comes with 500 gigs of hard drive space and 6 gigabytes per second transfer rate. It has a pretty poor Wi-Fi adapter built into it, and that's for $500. Those parts do not add up to $500. I can almost guarantee you that. And yeah, you can probably buy a better computer at Walmart for $500 than you can for that Steam box. It's not worth the $500 there. Going up to their $900 one, it gets you a 3 gigahertz quad core with 8 gigs of the same RAM and the exact same video card. So all you're paying for is 4 extra gigabytes of RAM and another $50 on a quad core, and you're probably paying about the same in hard drive cost between the 500 gig and the 2 terabyte that it offers on the $900 box. So really, you're paying fluff more. You could probably upgrade from the Steam box, the original one, or sorry, the Alienware Alpha, the $500 one, to the $900 one, if you put the hardware in yourself for maybe $150 if you didn't buy the original parts. It's pretty poor. It's not pleasant. And yeah. I mean, it doesn't. It's not good. It's just.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing about what's happening on my screen right now.
It's just not good. I mean, why? Giant. I mean, if you're going to drop $900, if you're serious about like getting a Steam box and you want to play computer games with the convenience and ease of a console, I mean, you can do a lot better than an Alienware Alpha.
What? I unlocked Darth Maul?
Congratulations.
I don't even know what's going on right now. I completed the game 100% a while ago, and now all of a sudden...
That's not the other thing I wanted. I forget what it's called.
My game is glitching out.
I'm sorry.
Well, it is a really old game.
Talking about hardware, and moving on from the Steam box, which is, if you want, go ahead and get it. It's your money. It's just not worth your money. If you're going to get a Steam box, I haven't seen one out there that is worth what it's cost. I would just get a small PC from like a local PC building shop, or one of the custom shops online you can get through, and I would just buy a small PC that has the same or better stats. You'll probably pay about the same amount of money, and just set the PC up next to your computer, next to your TV screen, and you can run all of the stuff, and you can run Windows 7, and you'll have a better experience with it than the 8.1, and it'll be easier to use, and it's more secure. And if Windows 10 turns out to be good, you can upgrade for free.
Hang on a second, I'm just gonna have to stop you there. My game just fucked out. Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just had a malfunction. Anyway, keep going to what you were saying.
If we're moving on from hardware, away from the Steam boxes and the Alienware alphas and the Dells and crap, NVIDIA has announced its next big graphics card.
Oh.
It is the Titan X. This glorious hunk of silicon is holding underneath its hood more than 8 billion transistors. It runs with the new Maxwell architecture and packs 12 gigabytes of video RAM, not virtual RAM. They haven't released a lot on it because they leaked it. They kind of like, hey guys, look at this, and then took it away from us early March. And there's going to be there's actually going to be a entire show that they're doing, or press conference that they're doing, that will show us all of it. And the estimated price that this thing is going to be coming out for is about $1,400 US each. So it's not going to be a cheap card. It's gonna hurt your wallet if you want one or 3 of these. I'm probably going to get 2 and plunk it in my new box when I build it. Because who doesn't want 24 gigabytes of VRAM and so very much GPU? Yeah, they're boasting that it has the most powerful GPU in the world right now.
And I would take their word on that.
Yeah, I would too. It has more than 8 billion transistors. I think I mentioned that earlier. And the old Titan, the Titan that was out prior to this, the Titan Z, had 7 billion transistors in it. And if a quick Google search will render its contents. It had a 6 gigabyte memory bank. So the new Titan that's coming out has double the old Titan's video RAM, and it ran at what's that? Has a bunch of cores that run at a bunch of speed. Where is it at? They didn't have it. I don't know where it's at.
Oh, these levels are back now. We got a warehouse, Burnside, and Roswell. Let's go to Roswell. Yeah, Ollie the Bums in Roswell. What up? Woo!
The Titan Z at 7 billion transistors would run from around 876 megahertz per core, and it had over 2,000 cores.
Jesus Christ.
So if you take that and you increase it by a factor of 1/7 or whatever it is, I don't have the brain for math right now. It's been a long day, but yeah, no, you'll get some bloody power. It's gonna be good. I can't wait for the actual stat release and getting to check out that card. I really want to get my hands on 1 or 4 of them. So there's that. Yeah. What about you?
How about me?
Yeah. Anything new has popped up on your radar?
Well, I heard that Destiny got updated, and because it's not it's not really PC related, but they rebalanced all the weapons and all of that, and you know, it's like People have been discussing is it even worth buying now after all the updates, and honestly, because we're talking about PC gaming here, I don't feel like it's relevant to talk about this, but I just wanted to point out, in games in general, whether it be PC or whatever, you know, I feel like there's a threshold that you're not supposed to cross when it comes to modifying a game. But I don't feel like Destiny, the guy Bungie did that with Destiny. I feel like, you know, it wasn't game breaking, but like if you're playing EVE Online and all of a sudden they made your favorite weapon useless, what would you do? Change weapon? And that would be it. You know, you wouldn't chuck a hissy fit over it. It's like,
well, rebalancing a game is something that has to be done. Period. Yeah. If you don't rebalance a game, it gets unfair, and the competitive aspect goes out the window. So if you're trying to have a game that has any amount of competitiveness to it, you have to keep balancing it so that it's relatively equal across the board.
Well,
that's fair. And as for Destiny, all I really have to say about Destiny is if I feel like playing it, I'll wait till it's ported to PC. And if it's never ported to PC, oh well, I missed another shooting game. On a side note, there's a great game that I've been playing a lot of recently. It's called Cities Skylines. It's a new release in the Cities series. It's really, really good, and it is everything that SimCity should have been.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, you know how the newest SimCity was just this buggy hunk of crap that was way easy to beat, and 4 hours into the game you realized how easy it was to beat, and you could just min-max your region and never have to worry about a thing? Well, City Skylines is not like that. Oh, there's things. There's no crises, but the management, the micromanagement you have to do sometimes, and trying to get your city to balance out without just becoming a stagnant pile of crap is really fun. And if you like city management games, Cities Skylines is well worth the pickup, and I think it's still on sale on Steam right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like I was saying before, you know, I do feel like maybe Alienware is I actually used to have an Alienware setup. But the thing with that is, I had one that was tailor-made to play games at full speed really well. So it wasn't a PC I used for going on YouTube or whatever. So, you know, with Alienware now, with their computers, I don't feel like they're up to par with their competitors at all when it comes to just overall usage, gaming, internet, whatever. And that's like, as much as they try, I don't think they'll ever be able to become relevant. And that's just me. You know, a lot of fanboys will disagree with me, but, you know, it's whatever, dude. I don't care if you played on a Mac, Alienware, whatever. You know, it really is whatever. You gotta play games. We're here to play games. Doesn't matter what you played on. If you're a gamer, you're gonna play fucking video games. If you play it on a fucking cardboard box, it won't matter. So,
well, I disagree.
The thing is, if you want performance, you're going to play it on something good. That's what you're going to say.
I was going to say that if you're playing games and you want to play games at high fidelity, you're going to need to build a computer or get a computer that can do that.
The thing is, a lot of these computers, even the cheapest ones out now, are able to play 6th generation games. So, you know.
I don't know what a generation game is.
Well, 6th generation game is anything around the PlayStation 2 era and the GameCube and Xbox era. For example, my dad's laptop could play GTA 3 at full speed, no problem. That's a 6th gen game. So,
gotcha. I don't understand why you're applying generations to games, but sure, we'll go with it.
Well, it's sort of a way I can categorize it in terms of graphics and, you know, just the time it came out, so.
Could always just use the version of DirectX it would draw from.
Well, that could work too.
No, I'm looking at the Alienware Area 51 PCs. Their starting price is $1,700. You get for that, you get a 6-core, 3.8 gig i7. You get Windows 8.1, 8 gigs of RAM DDR4,
Yeah.
and a AMD R9 270 graphics card, and 2 terabytes of RAM. It was good. It was okay. The core, all right. No, I can see that core being good. The problem is they use that same core for their next up version, and their other two versions use the 0.1 gigahertz increase core from Intel. So they all of their versions are 6-cored, which is why. And their top of the line is $5,400. And you get 2 Titan Z's with that. So that right there, that's some serious graphics power. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. You get a SSD and a 4 terabyte hard drive, and you get 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, it's not bad. But I have a feeling like you can build this computer with those Titan Z's. You don't need... I mean, mind you, if you're going to just, like me, and you want the best you could ever possibly have in your computer, yeah, go for Titan Z's. Because they're out right now. I mean, they're probably going to be dropping in price pretty here soon with the Titan X coming out. If you can find them. The 16 gig of quad channel RAM is good. Except that we don't know what brand it is. Same with the hard drives, and same with everything else except for the graphics card and the core. We don't know what brand it is. And if you get... I mean, I can find 16 gigs of RAM. It's not going to be good RAM. It's going to have bad latency. It's not going to hold up to the frequency you want. And same with the hard drive. I mean, if that SSD is built by the wrong company, that SSD isn't going to last you much more than a year.
Wait, what?
Some SSDs are notorious for burning out or just losing or breaking.
Wow.
I mean, and a 4 terabyte normal hard drive for one of your inboard hard drives, I wouldn't do that, especially not without knowing who makes it. I mean, a Hitachi, a Seagate, and Western Digital might be the only ones I'd even consider putting a 4 terabyte in my computer for. That's just personal preference, but
true.
Some of the stuff I've heard. And then these all come with Windows 8.1. Yeah. Sorry. No thanks. And I don't like the case. It's this, like, you know the shape diamonds are in Minecraft?
Yeah.
That's the case they built. They've built a diamond-shaped case. It just...
Yuck.
Alienware, why? You used to be good, and then Dell bought you, and then now you're not.
Alienware used to be somewhat good.
I mean, I have a computer that outstrips the $5,400 one, pre-built as a parts list, and before savings, it's $3,400, and it's the same, if not better, because I have a better core and better RAM and the same equivalents, if not the same, graphics cards in it and better hard drives, and it's $2,000 less. Is $2,000 really worth the Alienware badge?
No.
I don't see so. Don't see it. Just don't see it. So yeah, that's my
That's your
5 cents. That's my 10 cents.
That's your opening your can of worms there.
And I mean, even on their performance tests show that you get better performance out of 3 980s than you do out of 2 Titan Z's put together. And 2 Titan Z's costs a lot more than 3 980s. And the performance you get out of the third 980, it's not worth the money of the 980.
I'm sorry, keep going.
Yeah, it's if you're SLIing 980s together, there's been benchmarks done with the Water Force box. It's a combo box you can buy and put together from NVIDIA, and the third 980 just doesn't add anything to your computer. I mean, it adds some, but it's not enough. And I mean, on the Ultra HD 4K performance test with 3D Mark for Windows Firestrike, whatever the hell that is. Oh, it's a 3D Mark designed for performance measurement with DirectX 11 gaming. The triple GTX 980s outstrip the Titan Zs by a hefty margin, almost by the same margin as you get with triple 980s versus triple R9 290Xs, and the difference between that and the triple 980s. It's almost the same. It's within a few points. And then, yeah. Just, I don't see it. No. Not for starting at $5,400.
Definitely not.
What can I add to this? What can I build onto this? I can build onto this a year of Alienware basic support or 4 years of support, and that's all I can do. That's the customize. The Alienware used to be all about customizing your own computer to fit your needs. Here I just get, do I want hardware and software support or just hardware support?
Well, you'd want both, wouldn't you?
No, not. If I was going to buy an Alienware, I would probably be stupid enough to go with both. But all that means is that they get to install a program, or they have a policy in place where they get to remote connect to your computer and view what's going on and attempt to help you. And if they can't, sorry, support doesn't have an ability to help you. Contact a local computer repairman to fix your computer.
And he'll charge you a buttload up the ass just to fix the computer that no one cares about.
Well, I'm sure the person who owned the computer cares quite a lot about it. And also, if you dump $400 or $5,400 on a computer, you probably expect it to work.
Yeah, I guess. Fair point.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much all I got for you guys.
Well, I'm gonna give my 2 cents before we wrap this up. Alright, so let's go straight into this. Before PC gaming took over the world, before it did, there was something called the Atari 2600 and the arcade. We have come a long way in the forms of graphics, we've come a long way in sound quality in video games, we've come a long way in computers in general, we've come a long way in video quality. We have cameras the size of the palm of your hand that can shoot HD video at 60 frames a second. Back then you needed a camera the size of a small car to film a movie. So there's definitely been progress made. There's definitely been progress lost when companies are too greedy and they want to sell us this rubbish like the fucking Alienware Delta, whatever the hell it's called. And the, not necessarily the Steam box, but there are other companies that are trying to do the same thing Steam are gonna do. But like, I'm gonna say this now. I don't think consoles are gonna be irrelevant for a long time, mainly because the target demographics for a lot of the games are young children who won't even have a computer anyway. But that being said, when you've got games like GTA 5, that is one of the highest selling games of the last year, or the year before, and nearly like 70% of the people that bought the game are like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, shit, 10-year-olds. But because of that, it's such a huge cash cow. Wow, I did the special. How did I do that? I was trying to do that last video, but a couple of videos ago, but whatever. Anyway, you know, it's like this all being said, I feel like you know, I don't know, it's like you're trying to compare apples and oranges when you're playing a game on a console and a computer. I mean, consoles are basically computers, but the thing is, you can't upgrade them, you can't do shit to them. You can't add a new graphics card to them. You can add a new hard drive to them, but that's about it. I mean, if you really want to go into it, yes, you can modify your PlayStation 3 or your Xbox 360 and put new graphics chips into it, but there's no guarantee it's going to be compatible unless you know what you're fucking doing and modify it enough to make it compatible. But why would you want to do that when you can just buy a goddamn computer? But this all being said, computer specs, they will evolve. People will get smarter, hopefully. And because at the moment I'm not seeing much progress, but I digress. You know, hopefully you know, things change. I hope virtual reality starts to make some sort of progress instead of just conceptual bullshit. Like this whole Project Morpheus thing with the PlayStation 4. Honestly, it's just rubbish. I mean, you're just in a small area fighting off sharks and shit. I mean, come on, it's not virtual reality. Virtual reality is walking around the virtual world, interacting with people like you're part of the world. This is just a joke. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it not a joke, but you can't do that. If all the game is you're trapped in a cage with a shark attacking you. I mean, yeah, it might be scary, and some people might even take a step back and shudder, but that's about as close as you're going to get to virtual reality. Virtual reality itself is its own entity once it gets powerful enough. As we've seen in movies, we've seen it in various documentaries, we've seen it in, you know, all sorts of media. But the thing is, with VR shit, we need to advance a lot more on computers to be able to make it viable and cost effective and make it a part of everyday life. If you really want to go there, make it so you can organize your files in your brain. You can access your music in your brain. Press play. Press this button on your arm and it activates it activates your capture card. You can record what you see with your eyes with the Elgato. And you know, once we get to that point, I feel like we are stuck in stasis of technological advancement until we make a breakthrough which allows computers to be dramatically more powerful. And that's all I have to say about that. And I think we're just going to wrap it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Vecan, with your knowledge. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
I was just in a trance just listening to you talk there.
Mind if I plug a show?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you liked what I sounded like, and if you have any interest in D&D or other computer-related interests, or just nerd topics in general, please check out the Intoxicational Podcast. I have a YouTube channel. I am at the Arctic Inebriation on YouTube. We have a Twitter, a SoundCloud, and a Patreon, and a Stitcher, either under IntoxPod for Twitter, Intoxicational Podcast for Stitcher, and I think it's Vince Ecan, E-C-A-N, on SoundCloud. Check us out.
Yeah. Will do, buddy. Anyway, my game is fucking out right now. What's going on right now? Anyway, on this note, guys, I'm just going to wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment under this video to tell us what you think. And yeah, holy crap, 500,000 points down the drain.
Thanks for joining us, and thank you for having me on.
No problemo. And I'll see you guys later.